In 2024, the Democrat Party lost a lot of their coalition. Arab and Muslim voters, Latino voters, women voters, white voters, black voters, they lost their coalition. But what I find interesting is that BSDNC are trying to figure out, oh my goodness, how can we get black voters back into the Democrat Party? The same party that screwed them over so many times. And these black Trump voters are discussing what Democrats can do to win them over again. Well, I don't know. Democrat Party is a dying brand. What can they do? They got nothing. They got nothing.
We checked in with African-American male voters who voted for Trump in swing states. And here's a short clip of their view on Trump and on the Democratic Party. Take a listen, guys.
I don't 100% agree totally how he's cleaning house, but there are some areas that need to be improved.
Just a bunch of false promises. I would say attack on our children with these pushed agendas. Just not really relatable.
Okay, Don, it sounds like they're still for Trump and against Democrats.
Oh, you think? Oh, you think? You think?
So what can Democrats do to win this group over?
Well, to be clear, black men vote above anything else with their wallets, not just to gather wealth, but with the question of, can we provide for my family and take care of these kids and my partner? Black men are focused on economic issues because we vote with our wallets. So Donald Trump sold himself as the candidate for that. But 2 months into now Trump 2.0, he's created such uncertainty with the economy, both from the market fluctuations every day, but also from the trimming and the elimination of the federal workforce, which, by the way, is a tremendous employer of a tremendous amount of African Americans. You could argue that the Postal Service and the ability to have a high quality, well-benefited job in the federal government created the black middle class. And so to see that thrown into flux should naturally create a lot of consternation and confusion amongst a constituency that is fundamentally concerned with the notion of, can I provide for my family? And this is the candidate who sold me on his ability to do that. So I don't know what Democrats can do, but I do think that stopping the uncertainty of reducing the federal workforce and stopping the uncertainty of these market fluctuations is a kitchen table, dollars in pocket issue, which will resonate with black men.
Now, as for the entire party, the organization of the Democrats, I mean, do they have anything for black voters or any voters in particular? The answer is no, they don't. They don't have a single policy that can uplift or either that fix the years, and dare I say decades, of abuse. Because the Democrat Party has always held on to this image of, oh, well, we know what's best for you. You know, they monopolized and took advantage and were very abusive of many voters in their coalition. And here in Chicago, for example, you know, we are witnessing a pushback against the Democratic machine from the predominantly black neighborhoods on the South and West Side neighborhoods of Chicago, where Mayor Brandon Johnson is losing support and the Democrats themselves are losing support. We've had guests on the show, Jamal Green, who talked about how the Democrats, especially at all these at these events, like, they're not bringing in young people. They're not bringing in people to have fresh new ideas. What they are doing is having the same people there, but there's no one coming in to revitalize the party or the organization. The Democrats created something that they now can't uncreate because you have egotistical people in positions of power who've been in there for decades because of no term limits, because of no accountability, because of money in politics. And so the party is dying. So, yeah, the Republican Party will screw you over, but the Democrat Party will also screw you over. So you have an option of choosing one poison apple over the other. The real option is walking away from both parties, because it doesn't matter who you vote for, Democrat or Republican. You're still going to get screwed in the end because it's all one big club. They are all friends with each other, and they don't give a damn about your struggles. That's how it works in this world, unfortunately. And the Democrats abused and lost their coalition in the 2024 election cycle, and Hard-Lens Media called them out on it. Everybody called them out on it. And you know what? Good luck on trying to rebrand yourselves. It's a dying brand, as it should be.
If you fool me once, it's because I didn't think a guard was needed. If you fool me twice, it's because I didn't learn the lesson, so it bears repeating. If you try the same play 3 times running, it's because you know what's coming, and you didn't come to lead, you came to purposefully be misleading. Democracy is dry. It's been a century bleeding. The husk is gaping open to the sky out in the field where all the sheep just keep on circling and worrying and bleeding. They're waiting for the shepherd that they've tried to hide their faith in, but he's so appealing. They'd gladly give their fleece. It's such a freeing feeling that even when he leads them to the ledge and starts to urge them on, they're positively beaming. They were told that they were on their way to save democracy, so even as they plummet, they just gloat. They don't consider screaming. And halfway up the cliff, the shepherd's cozy little mittens wrap around the staff of shattered human hopes on which he's leaning. He shows the gentle grin that used to stir your inner spark, and he says, "Not me, us," as he gestures to the oligarchs. He knows that if he runs, they're going to stop him like a stolen car. And he'll easily surrender because it bought a lot of time for laying mines in all the grassroots. Suddenly, the tiniest of movements gets you blown apart. Suddenly, you're in a play that's set on an election day and voting for the fire, unaware you're playing Joan of Arc. Suddenly, the shepherd pulls the rug and slips a hood across your clueless mug, and everything goes zero dark. I'm gonna warn you once more before it's 2024 and you fuck around and find out who your heroes are. To take a step back from the herd, and you'll learn that you can spot who all the shearers are. If you really want to know the product that they're selling, I can take you where the mirrors are. If you think your voice is finally ready, I can tell you where the lyrics are. I hid them in a box I had to bury neath the cobble when they carpet bombed the promenade and raided all the street bazaars. Now all we've got's the marketplace, and you're too broke to even bother asking what the options for your treatment are. Suddenly, the raw debris of homeless human dignity will find it has 100 teeth for every badge and sweeper's arm. Suddenly, they speak in solidarity and each is armed. Suddenly, the sheep can see the shepherd for his truest form and all pitch in at once to help him buy the farm. And now it's zero dark, and all is calm and peaceful save the distant wail of sirens that approach beside the flames of dawn. Suddenly, the carrot's just a string that's on a stick, and all your movements make you sick because the prize is gone. Now, we could go and flee into the forest low and meek, or we can exercise our right to feast and go and graze on Biden's lawn. Because he's been sowing seeds that seep a toxin out to sap a bit from each of us and keep on leaching decades after Biden's gone. So regardless who they summon out of hell to come and do the job, it will not feel like Biden's gone. But in that time of hopelessness, you cannot trust the shepherd when he once again comes asking you to humor him his siren song. And it's cute that you can innocently, honestly assume that's just a symptom of a system that was wired wrong, and not the standard feature, basic function, primary objective of a mass hypnosis firebomb. You don't need to know the words to cry along. Someday it'll hit you like an officer who pistol whipped their ride along. Broke his jaw and kept his job and kept it moving right along. That voting isn't red or blue or black or white or right or wrong. Voting's like a firing squad where you can choose the firearm. It's slow extinction by and large. It's Super Tuesday supercharged. It's all your futures, roots and all, just tossed out on a garbage barge. It's everybody dropping out to push the biggest oligarch. It's everybody voting fire, registered as Joan of Arc.